Low-dose Accutane as an acne cure. I've used Accutane. I'm 35 years old now, and I used Accutane when I was 16 years old. I used the high-dose cycle prescribed by my doctor, and it helped with my cystic acne. I had one of the worst cases of acne that the dermatologist had ever seen, and this is obviously before I ever touched steroids. This is just genetic because my uncle had the same thing. And you can still see scars on it. If you meet me in person, you'll be able to see it better than in the camera. And I did a lot of things to mitigate the scars, and I'll do future videos on how I dealt with the scars as well. But this is from Steve about how low-dose Accutane cycles can be really helpful, even for me who has a minimal amount of acne, because he noticed just a couple things on my back.
There's a couple big ones right there. A couple cystic ones.
Cystic, yeah, that's the type of acne I get, is cystic. But it's not a lot. But you're saying that 10 milligrams
every other day.
Every other day.
Yeah. And
this is versus the prescription cycle. And don't do any of this without asking your doctor. This is just information for you to take to your doctor and discuss. Yeah. So my doctor had me on, I think it was like 40 milligrams per day. Yeah. And so and the dosage is somewhere between like 20 and 80 milligrams per day.
That's what people get prescribed to if they have very bad cystic acne. And you know, the problem is with a very high dose of Accutane that it's, you know, based on studies, it's been linked to depression. And even people committed suicide.
I never had any side effects from acne. I think dry lips, a little bit.
That's what most people get. You get the cracked lips, and of course, you know, the rest of it is curing up your acne. But the high dosages have been linked to depression. So that's why I would never recommend, and I don't understand why doctors recommend such a high dose.
Well, the high dosage has a permanent effect of reducing acne the whole rest of our lifetime. So we take it as an adolescent, and we're less likely to get acne forever.
Yeah.
Do you think the low dose is just kind of a maintenance thing, or do you think that also has a long-term benefit of preventing acne?
No, because I mean, I use 10 milligrams every other day, and then when I go off after about a month, the acne comes back. So I just purely use it as a maintenance dose, and then, you know, in case you have a bad meal with, you know, some lactose, or you know, you go on steroids and your estrogen goes up a little bit, which can cause acne, that Accutane controls everything. And 10 milligrams is not that harmful to your body. I mean, it's still quite a harmful drug.
Quick disclaimers on side effects. That you said the depression, the dry skin, sensitivity to sunlight.
Yeah.
Miscarriage for women.
True.
Toxicity to the DNA, potentially.
Yeah, because it messes, you know, with your DNA also, you know, the RNA sequencing. Yeah. So all these things you got to be really careful for. But what I personally do is I've been on Accutane for maybe 3 years now, 10 milligrams every
day. And you have I see not a single blemish on his whole body. His body is baby skin smooth. She even shaves with a razor, so it's shiny. That's how smooth it is.
Yeah, marble-like skin. Yeah, especially on Primo, it's even better.
So it sounds like weighing the risk versus the benefit. You find low dosage in bursts of time when you're susceptible to acne. So let's say like a steroid cycle that causes acne, or sometimes our hormones just fluctuate. You know, women are a good example of how hormones affect.
Yeah, because they go through their menstrual cycle every month or every 4 weeks.
And they break out during that certain period of the cycle.
Leading up
That's
to
hormone related.
Yeah.
So men have hormones that affect acne as well. So at periods of time when we're prone to acne, potentially, after talking to your doctor, 10 milligrams every other day for short periods of time might be an ongoing protocol as an acne cure.
And the weird thing about acne is it can be caused by so many things. It can be caused by elevated DHT levels. It can be elevated estrogen levels. Yeah, it can be caused by bad diet, simply genetics.
Ingrown hairs, bacteria, viruses.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's ongoing. And of course, as a bodybuilder, you know, you're probably on steroids with sometimes elevated estrogen levels. You're on DHT probably, especially if you're doing contest prep. You shave your body, you can get ingrown hairs and acne from that. Yeah. And then when you travel, I mean, all the bacteria that you meet on your journey, that's, you know, so I just take it throughout the year.
What do you think the level of liver toxicity is? Because a very helpful time to use this would be during an oral steroid cycle, or any steroid cycle, but oral steroid cycle that's already liver toxic, and we're going to add the Accutane on top of it to make it even more liver toxic. Because you review a ton of people's blood work. Do you think that 10 milligrams every other day adds a significant amount of liver toxicity, or it's not even relevant compared to the 40 milligrams to 80 milligrams?
It does add a couple points on your ALT and AST levels. Could be 10, could be 15. So let's say you're in range, you're in the 20 range, and you add in Accutane, then you're in the top of the healthy range. Now, when you're on steroids and you train really hard, which also can raise liver enzymes, and you go out of range, let's say double out of range, you have the healthy range. So let's say you go to 80 or 100, and then you're on Accutane. Now you're 100, 120. But still check your gamma GT levels to make sure that your actual liver damage is not that high, because the liver enzymes will get elevated from a lot of things, and it doesn't mean you're unhealthy.
All right. For more videos on how to balance health with fitness and performance, subscribe, like, comment below if you want to see any more specific topics from Coach Steve. Be swell and swole, my friends of freedom, pioneers of human evolution.